And we're back with some more oxygen not included. And yeah, we're doing more retrofitting on this design. Reason being is the uptime on this aqua tuner was way too high. It was uptiming about 95 to 99%, and the original version would only uptime 90%. And I think the problem was I had this tile made of thermium, and I also had this tile made of thermium. There's problems with that. It has great thermal conductivity. It's just its thermal capacity is way higher than gold, and you just end up injecting more heat than you mean to. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace that tile with gold. And did any gas escape? Please tell me nothing got in or out of there. Yeah, no, perfectly clean. In that case, we shall re-brick this up, and we are going to make that a high priority. Reason being is that the visco gel there is getting a little bit warm. Once it hits 480 degrees, it's going to flash, and I would prefer to, like, okay, fine, we have 2 liquid locks just in case, but I'd like to make doubly sure that none of that gets in there. It'll mess up the build. Over here, we're removing polluted oxygen. People were asking, how am I going to get rid of the polluted oxygen in this room? It's like, we just put a little cap up here. The polluted oxygen will eventually just flow in there. And actually, I've turned it off for the minute, but right now we can turn this back on. That's going to suck at the polluted oxygen. The polluted oxygen comes down here and gets filtered. The steam gets sent back into the room. The polluted oxygen gets sent up here, and a couple of deodorizers are waiting for it. Not that it really matters too much. It'll also be pretty chill. Reason being is, well, it's very cold around here. One other thing we fixed with... Why is that gold? What? Why would I want a gold tile? No! I want that to be an insulated tile. I'm a muppet. Alright, oh, yes, that was it. Down here, we've got I had a conductive wire bridge fed onto this line. And someone pointed out, don't conductive wire bridges conduct heat? And yes, they did. This was also sucking heat out of this area, which was causing heat problems. This entire area down here got a little bit toasty. Temperature-wise, it's back to good temperatures now, but this is about 60, 70 degrees by the time I well, read the comments and went, oh, yep, that's a problem. Oh, and I never got the thermium out of there. You know what? We'll make that a high-priority sweep command as well. Anyone want to get on that? Anyone? Hurry up now. And safer. Oh, damn it. We ended up with obsidian there. You know what? It's fine. A little bit of debris in there won't drive me too crazy. Over here, we'll just deconstruct this tile, then we can build that tile diagonally, and there is one last thing we need to do. I need to put in a shut-off switch for the plastic, and I need to hook up the automation on that. Well, yeah, this polluted oxygen needs to go. That should be done very shortly. There is 2 kilos there, another 2 kilos there, so there's like about 4.5 kilos. Very handleable. The gas pump will take care of that. For now, though, we need to put a conveyor shut-off somewhere in here. And the conveyor shut-off is going to turn this off so that we don't have plastic flowing in here when the naphtha levels get too high. So I need to hook up this automation, or is it this automation, to it somehow. So I need to figure out a way to break in here. That might take me a minute. Very simple plan. Visco gel. Dig in here, visco gel. That means we're keeping the gases separated, and we should be able to force that hydrogen back in there if we do play our cards right, which I think we can. And then what we're doing is we're going over here and we're sticking in a conveyor shutoff made out of steel. This conveyor shutoff is going to have an automation wire run from this. That means if this fills up with too much of this liquid naphtha, it will shut off the plastic input, but it'll leave everything else still running. And because everything else is still running, we'll drain through the backlog of naphtha until we need more of it. And I think that's that part. Oh, no, the automation needs to go in. Awkward. Yeah, this whole thing is a mess. I just need to put in a few bridges. So, see if we put that like that. Yeah, something like that. Easy peasy. Now, of course, we still have to break in down here and put this across, but it does allow us to remove this gold that got in there. One of the reasons I didn't want to deconstruct this conductive wire bridge is I was worried that that gold might pop out there. And of course it did. It had lots of other options. It could have popped out in any of these 3 tiles, but it said no, I want to pop up in that room. I need some debris in there. Alright, you guys, how are you looking? Almost finished? Good. Once you're finished that, we got to seal this back up again. No. How do you... Don't lock yourself in there. Get out. Then seal it up behind you. Muppets. Alright, once we've sealed this up, what we can do is delete that block. This visco gel will fall. Then we can remove that and seal this whole area up. Should be simple enough. Getting the visco gel out and everything. And then we got to go back in here. We'll put this together real quick. Now this is why you're supposed to have these things super tested before you put them in. I'm a muppet. I should have really been more careful about this. Oh, and people are wondering why we don't run the plastic through the steam room. I don't know how hot the steam room is going to get. It might get to about 160, which is almost a melting point of plastic, so I'd like to be careful with that. Why? Why are you going in there? There's nothing interesting in there. Go pick some stuff up. Go, go grab all this stuff. Get out of there. Yeah, those guys, you can't tell them to move anywhere, so sometimes they'll just move into an area you're about to seal off because they think it's interesting for some reason. It's like, no, get out. It's going to cause too much of a mess if we let you do that. Alright, so that's going to seal up there. And why is the farmer doing it? You know what, Filmmaker Freak, it's fine. We'll deconstruct that. That will drop that down. Then we can do some diagonal building and this whole thing's sealed. You see, by removing that block, we can get in here, build that block diagonally, and then build that block diagonally, and then we're pretty much done. And we're going to put that visco gel down there. We're going to empty that out, and we're going to be able to get into this bottom section to finish that off. And then we should hopefully be finished with the system and never have to touch it again. That is the hope. Actually, wait. We got to mop that mess up. Actually, no, if we put a block there, it'll force the visco gel out, and it'll fall down here. So, yeah, this works. And then down here, we'll just break in it. Wait, have they fixed that already? Oh, I didn't actually need to delete the gas pump. Oops. You know what? It's fine. I needed to clean this place out anyway. We can take all of that junk out. It'll be nice and clean, and then the whole system will be finished. One last tiny piece of automation. I know, this is way overcomplicated. This thermosensor here, it's going to wait until the temperature gets to about 150, and then when it does, it's going to activate the steam turbine. And then the steam turbine can basically start cooling down the air. You want this place to be at least a little bit hot so all the polluted water flashes instantly. At the same time, this sensor here senses when there's more than 20 kilos of pressure in here. If there's more than 20 kilos of pressure in here, it's going to send that water out here, which, yeah, I've got to do a whole bunch of maintenance this episode. There's a whole heap of things that have been put on the long finger for so long, they've got to be fixed. One is, say, the water for the toilets. Every time the water fills up this tank, because you always produce more water than you use with the toilets, it keeps filling this up until the tank fills, and then that sets off an alarm, which reminds me to delete this water tank and replace it, which I've done several times now. Every 5 tons there. So that's many tons of water that have been done. I need to come up with a permanent solution, so I'm thinking probably just going to dump it over here in this big water tank, which means I'm probably going to want to start filtering this. I think I might want to just run this constantly, as in the filtration system up here, the desalinator and the water sieves. We've got the power now, and just keep doing it until all the salt water is gone. Then cut off these saltwater geysers and have them feed in. Like, I want to turn this entire thing into just a clean water tank. Nothing but clean water. That might take a minute. And at the same time, we'll start pouring in all of the excess water from this and all of the excess water from the toilets. There'll be some germs, but in a tank that size, I figure it'll get diluted down. So all we need to do is start the filtration process. That should be fairly straightforward. Very simple plan here. Since all the water coming up here is sent to 2 desalinators and 2 water sieves, what we'll do is we'll just have this unpriority outflow. Like, all the water will get pushed this direction, but any excess will overflow along here, go right back to the section and get dropped off into the tank. At the same time, I need to stop this salt water dumping into the tank. I will need to do something similar with this, but that can wait a minute. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to brick this off here, make the ladder system go out a bit further, and then we'll stick in a liquid pump here. And that liquid pump will have priority flow into the desalinators. So anytime this thing is active, currently dormant, but anytime this is active, we'll be pumping the water from this right back into the desalinators, which means it can no longer go down here. It will cook the surrounding area, but I think we're past the point of caring about the cooking. So I may want to brick that in with normal tiles, or insulated tiles. You know what? Worry about it in a minute. First, we're going to get the overflow started. Well, that's pretty handy. It's working exactly as intended. I've even spliced this on here so that this will have priority flow across here to get desalinated and put to the sieves. All the excess water just gets fed right back in here. It's going to drain some power, but I don't think we have to care about power now. This should be... it's filling up the gas reservoirs. Once it's filled up the gas reservoirs, it should start to backfill, or it should switch this system off and turn it back on again as necessary. Assuming something doesn't go horrifically wrong, which I'm not putting it past it. Not putting it past it. Oh, and we need to put in one last safety feature here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in a mechanized airlock right there. We should probably get that a power wire. We can arrange that in a bit. But more importantly, we're going to get an automation sensor. We're going to get an Atmos sensor. Stick it right there. Give me an automation wire. Make that out of gold. What's that door made out of? Steel? You know what? I don't think I want a steel airlock. I think we'll go with something a little bit less expensive and a little less conductive. Iron ore should be fine. And why are those two touching? Damn it. Okay, I need to mop this up, otherwise it's going to transfer temperature. I made these guys specifically 2 tiles apart, so this would not happen. Otherwise, this visco gel is going to transfer heat to the mechanized airlock, which will transfer it to that visco gel. That would be bad. What we want to do here is, this was suggested in the comments, that I should put this in here so that if anything, well, if this visco gel lock breaks, this will seal off the room and stop any gases from escaping. Though I really do need someone to mop that up. Anyone? Okay, that's enough. Perfect. Whew. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Move to there. Excellent. Visco gel is so wonky sometimes. It just, you know what? It doesn't make a difference. If there's, okay, if the gas pressure is below 30 grams, keep the door open. If more than 30 grams of gas pressure get in here, it will shut that door, meaning none of the gases can escape, just in case there's some mess up somewhere. We could also try putting it in here, but if I did that, I'd have to, well, move these heavy watt joint plates around the place and the heavy watt conductive wire. It's possible. I just prefer not to. Right. Then we need to get the output water from this. This has this output water, and that needs to get from over here to over here. Yeah, it's going to be a long run. I think we might actually just run it straight through here. And I might start putting insulated tiles around this. This tank is going to get very hot, and it's already started to cook that side of the map. So, long water pipe, and then lots of insulated tiles. So, giant piping run that's just going to go all the way across here and up. We have the crew to do it. We have a very good crew. They should be able to sort this out in no time. Then we're also going to need another piping run from these toilets. Yep, these guys are going to have to overflow into this system. Just got to figure out how we're going to navigate through this absolute mess that's over here. Easy peasy. All we've done is run a straight line. We're going to have to delete that second liquid tank, but we're going to run a straight line all the way across here. We're going to delete these two liquid tanks. And then we're just going to run that pipe all the way through. Done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, what are you doing here? You are a tank of random junk. I think it's just going to dump you into space. And you have no purpose that I can see. In fact, a whole bunch of this stuff here needs to go. Like I said, I've been putting a lot of things on the long finger. Like when it's, what, 677 cycles in and you still haven't come up with a permanent solution to your excess water from your toilets, you know you've been getting a little bit too distracted. All right, we'll send that out that way. Then I need to automate ethanol. Ooh, and there's a few other things I need to do in the base as well. Oh, and we have another printing pod activation. What do you got for us? Hatchling eggs or Bamini egg? I mean, we already have lots of hatchlings. We also have lots of Baminis, but why not? All right, we're going to take a few minutes while they catch up with all of that piping commands. So finally, after 680 cycles almost, we have finally managed to get it so that power is coming from a sustainable source that we can use forever. Well, okay, I suppose geothermal was. And our toilets now output their wastewater directly into a storage tank. I mean, okay, that storage tank could technically fill up. We can extend it. We've got... Oh, actually, no. We're going to be limited on that. We might have to widen the tank after a while. I think I'm just going to get rid of a whole bunch of this biomes here. They're just in the way, and I think getting rid of them would leave us more space for a water tank. Also, there's a little bit of space I haven't explored down here as well. I think, yeah, quick demolition might be in order. Well, the first problem you ran into was rather quick. It's basically this thing down here. It's got a bunch of zombie spore germs. I'd like to get rid of it. At the same time, there's this gas reservoir here. I'd also like to get rid of that, which means there's two bunches of gas that need to go up to space. Which means, how do we get it out of here? Like, this place is just... We have so much gas piping. I figure this pipe here seems to lead mostly out. We might have to drag it up a bit. So, I've started over here already, changing this. I figure as long as we've got a 2-tile gap here, we can start double bridging across. Yeah, that's that gone. Which means we can get this pipe as an exit pipe. Meaning done, done. And then that means we can travel all the rest of the way up. And then we just... we can dump that out into space pretty much anywhere, but say there is fine. This gives us a waste gas pipe that we can dump stuff into space with. I mean, we could process all the stuff and clean it up and turn it into oxygen or something, or use it in something. It's just not worth the effort. We already have a sustainable supply of oxygen. We've already got plenty of water. We've got all the bits and bobs we need. So this is just a case of disposal. And then once it's finished disposing of that gas tank, then what we can do is immediately plug it into... You can go over there. We can plug it into this thing over here. All we have to do is do a quick liquid blob right there. Chop in that section, dig out the spore kid, and put in a gas pump. Oh, we're going to need some power as well. So, no problems. Give me just a couple of seconds. No, 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 no. What are you doing there? What are you, hydrogen gas? No, no. We'll leave you alone. You can stay in there. The rest of it can go up into space. They've got most of that built pretty quickly. And yeah, we should probably dig this stuff out again. We don't actually need the telescope right now, which reminds me, we do need to put together a liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen setup just so that we can get out to the very final planets and finish off the tech. Right now, we're still not quite finished all the technology. There's a few end pieces here of the rocket stuff. I think, just this one should be easy peasy to knock out. It is amazing how handy a few little blobs of visco gel can be. And someone go dig that up from where if you wouldn't mind. Then we can stick in a gas pump there. Whoa. What the hell was that? I thought they fixed that bug. We'll stick in a gas pump right there, and then we'll just pipe all of that stuff into space. Problem, solution. We're also going to start the extraction of the fossils. I haven't actually extracted any of them. That was a bit lazy on my part. Well-preserved partial remains. A fragment of preserved in a resin-like substance. Fancy decor item. Okay, but we can't move it, and I'm not building anything around it, so no, you're going to go. Right, and are we almost finished here? Anyone? Alright, enough of that. What we need to do is core out this whole section down here, wall this off to stop the heat escaping, and I think the place to start is probably here. We can stick in a liquid pump down here real quick, and then we can start dumping that into the water tank. We'll filter out the water at the top. I've already stuck in a water filtration system. So now all the water coming in, if it's clean water, it goes straight out here. And if it's anything that's not clean water, it gets sent through the filtration system, at which point it will then get sent back in here. So if we stick a liquid pump down right here, we should be able to drain most of that. And then as we dump all of this stuff in there, same thing. Now, power. Easy peasy. All we did was you just hooked up this liquid pump to, well, this. And power-wise, there was just a wire right there. Done. Now we can finally get around to coring this out. I figure we drop all of the water down, then that should all land in this pool, which I might want to expand a bit, or maybe brick up a side a bit, just so we can fill it up a little bit more water. This is going to take a while to drain. Well, that looks an awful lot cleaner. Also, all of that liquid's being pumped up, and I'm going to have to do an overflow over here just to make sure we keep this processing as quickly as possible. I want that water out of there so we can start utilizing that area. I might go down actually a little bit deeper. Well, actually, I have to wait till that water clears out. There's so much of this map I want to destroy, but first up, I need to put in a couple of extra automation pieces because things are too slow. For example, the plastic is currently manually being dropped off over here. That is horrifically inefficient. And right now, I do have it going through this section where it's getting heated up a bit. I might start running the conveyor rail through here with the plastic on it because I think this is stabilized for it. It's 147 over there. Yeah, it should be fine-ish. And the plastic will probably drag down the temp. And then what we can do is we can run a conveyor rail from our plastic drop-offs. So, for example, yeah, there's a whole bunch of plastic in here. We can get that plastic picked up by conveyor loader, have that thing shipped out and down. We'll also have to grab plastic from, where's these other locations that yeah, that's the one. There's a polymer press. In fact, what we can do is we can get the nectar and we can pipe that nectar down closer, and then we can run the nectar here into plastic presses, and those plastic presses can then feed directly in. That would cut down on transport costs as well. Also, yeah, these dream journals, I think what we need is maybe a drop-off here for the dream journals, like a conveyor loader, and then have a rail going all the way down to this. And then it gets dropped off here. I don't know if we can reach in, can we? I can't put that there. Is that where it needs to be? If that's the case, we can drop off the dream journals and have them delivered automatically. And that means no one has to go in here. We should probably clean this place up first as well. And there's no way to insulate in that corner. Might need to insulate in the whole building. I'm just trying to contain the temperature from this because otherwise it's going to cook the entire side of the map. And the water is barely looking any cleaner. I mean, no matter how much we dump in, it just doesn't seem to be helping. I think first up will be dream journals. This one should be fairly straightforward to do. This one's pretty simple. We're going to put a conveyor loader there. We're going to have it go across the rails, go all the way down, across, down, and all the way over to here. Then we'll stick in a conveyor receptacle. And then all we have to do is just make sure the priority on this is lower than the priority on the conveyor loader, and set the conveyor loader to take up the dream journals. Though it is going to take a while for all those conveyor rails to be created, namely because it takes a mechatronics engineer to make them. So other people can drop off the resources, but the mechatronics engineers are the only ones who can build them. Yeah, this is going to take a... Yeah, this might take a minute. While I was waiting for this conveyor rail to finish, I noticed that we had tripped this switch. This hydro sensor actually went above the amount of naphtha, which kicked in the off switch, which turned off this conveyor shut off, which meant the plastic stopped flowing, but the whole system is still operating. It's just waiting until we drop below safety levels. So yes, this is now a pretty safe system. Excellent. I had forgot to set the gas reservoir heights, so I've changed those now, 190 and 180. But perfect. I think we're golden on this front. Still have to pipe in all the plastic and stuff, but that can wait a minute. We're just going to knock out the dream journals. That'll save... Like, the thing is, duplicants have to pick up the dream journals that are dropped and drag them all the way down, and that's just a long walk. If we can change that so they're just chucked in here, that would save so much time and effort. Well, I suppose the little bots are doing it sometimes. Dream journal. Make that a level 6. Allow manual use. And then the question is, will it work? Okay, yeah. There we go. First one's in. Now, it won't be able to move anywhere because I'm pretty sure the end of this is not finished yet. Oh, yeah, I need to put in the conveyor receptacle. And that's at... You can see all the way that bar is up like that. Is that to do with the amount of dream journals that are in there? You know what? Doesn't matter. Once that conveyor receptacle is finished, what am I making that out of? No. Make that out of gold. Wait, steel that we have? You know what? Considering how hot it might get around here because of its adjacency to the water, we'll use steel. We can afford it. Water-wise, we still have not drained this section here. Yeah, it's going to take another while. You know what? We'll go off and take care of the other section of plastic before we come back here. Done. Now, let's see. How are we doing on the conveyor rail front? There they are. Dream journals. Perfect. Alright, let's just hope that the conveyor loader is close enough. Like, I hope that's the activation spot. Otherwise, we'll have to move the auto sweeper to the other side. And, you know what? We'll worry about that in a minute when the supplies get here. Okay, here she comes. 20 kgs of dream journals. Yeah, done. And it does actually increase that thing. Huh. And there's actually a backlog? I suppose we were producing a little bit more than we needed. That is perfect. Now, oxygen-wise, yeah, that's already automated. We don't need to care about that. That means just we need to automate plastic, and I think that's most of the ones that involve a lot of movement. So we need to automate the plastic from here, and we need to actually set up some plastic presses, and we should have more than enough power to set those up. Also, I should probably box that in. That will route the plastic through the steam room. Now, this first batch isn't going to get preheated too much, namely because it's not going to be there very long. We have an empty line, of course. But this stuff here at the end, let's say, is going to be in the steam room for a much longer period of time. Huh. Not heating up nearly as much as I thought it would, but we'll give it time. I'm interested to see how that works out, or if it actually drags a whole bunch of cooling into the steam room. Might cause more problems than it fixes, but for now, actually, we'll deconstruct that. I will leave that rail right there, just in case. So if things go bad, we can always just, you know, plug everything back in again. Now I gotta clean out this area so that we can put in a bunch of plastic. Well, plastic presses. We're gonna quickly demolish all of this junk. Oh, and I'm gonna have to probably insulate this a bunch as well. You can sweep all of that stuff. It can go up into those bins up there. We're not going to move it too far. It's just that we don't care. Why not go up here? And we do have to delete a bunch of the stuff here as well to make a space. Have I inspected that already? No. Should probably get the all the entries inspected before I start deleting the buildings. I do kind of want to get this out of the way. It's taking up space, so Golden Master, enjoy. Yeah, they've got sunny disposition. Stress minus 20% a cycle. Good luck, kid. We're not going to recharge that. We do have recharges on hand, but we're going to demolish it and then get rid of the rest of this area. We can wall this across a bit more neatly. And then I'm thinking plastic presses as far as the eye can see. Now, doing a little bit of rough math, With our current tree setup up the top, that giant forest that we made ages and ages ago, they'll average hopefully about 10 kgs of nectar a cycle. At that point, we should be able to support 4.8 plastic presses continuously. But we're going to go up to 5. And hopefully shoot through the backlog, or maybe we won't shoot through the backlog, in which case we've got too much nectar coming in. I could live with having too much nectar coming in. How much plastic is there? 11 tons? Ooh. Okay, now all we got to do is get all of that down there through that piping mess. We repurposed an old liquid pipe. Why not? It's going to come all the way down through here, navigate through this section, and then we're going to feed it into all of these plastic presses. And as well as that, since there is some loose plastic lying about the place, we're up to, what, 195 tons of plastic. Oh my god. Well, we definitely have enough plastic to keep this thing running. We might actually run this flat out just to get the system... Actually, I think we will. You, turn on. Max this out. Also, over here, I've set this to 350 kilos. We were getting issues where sometimes gas would blob in there. So, I figure we let this go up high enough that gas can never get back in there again. Probably safer that way. So, yeah. Oh, and the plastic has kicked in. Now, the plastic has a few outputs. One is the carbon dioxide. That we're just sending down to the oil biome. We're going to probably want to seal that place in, though. I don't think it's going to be able to handle the pressure. We're already up to like 4 or 5 kilos down here, and these slicksters have no hope. We might have to start breeding slicksters just to eat all that carbon dioxide, or we dump it into space either. And over here, oh, you are going to be set to plastic. Yep, but... Yep, none of the dupes are allowed to access that, so it should just be the auto sweepers. Yep, the auto sweepers can pick up any plastic that drops. That can go in there. And then it rotates through and it overlays this conveyor loader. So it'll try and force its way past this conveyor loader, which means this conveyor loader won't be able to add anything onto it unless this one goes empty. So that way we shouldn't have to worry about these things needing top-ups anymore, assuming we've got enough plastic coming from these plastic presses. I should probably check them. You know what? I'm not going to bother checking them out. We're just going to let this run and do its thing. At the same time, that liquid coming down here, the nectar, super chilly. Or is it? Yeah, it's coming in at minus 40. So we're going to let that freeze all the steam. These things emit steam. If the steam was to freeze because of the nectar, why not? That might be a better idea. Have the nectar go all the way around and then back. That way it has plenty of time to chill down the area. We just want to make sure that, you know, we're dealing with all these problems in a consistent manner until all of that plastic one day just, all that steam turns to ice and then one day just explodes on us. Which would of course be inconvenient, but we shall deal with it when the time comes. Now, with that completed, or just about, we need to start setting up another conveyor rail system. This one over here. We want all of the plastic in here, out, and down. Oof. Yeah, it's going to be a long one. I just realized something. I haven't put any lights in here. The shearing stations could benefit from a little bit of lighting effects to speed up the shearing. There's just... Well, it's getting out of control in here. There is 151 critters, which means there's probably someone who always needs shearing, and there's just never enough ranchers around. Oh, as I pointed out, yeah, this shearing station is not connected to anything, as in the glossy Dracos can't get up there. Okay, good point. We will have to... Like, the thing is, we can't connect it up that direction. So I think what we have... Actually, wait a minute. Can we put that up like that? No, we can't. So we don't have any choice. We can't really use that. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of these instead. We'll put the shearing station over there. We'll make sure that the mesh tile is connected so that Dickens can get access to it. And then maybe, yeah, we can maybe move this automation a little bit. Not quite done yet, but we're going to have all the plastic from here, this ground floor, go into there. All the plastic from up here will go into that conveyor loader via that auto sweeper. And that should be that. Then all of that stuff will get sent across the rail, sent down here, and get dropped off right at the spot. How are all you plastic presses doing? They're all looking good. And let's do a little bit of a... Done. So, that means it'll do a nice pre-chill all the way across here. Yeah, instantly turns that stuff to ice. Instead of having it sort of drop off its heat in the middle. Perfect. So much better. How are we looking on the plastic front? Oh, yes. So it has already built up a backlog here. Where can you guys reach? I was kind of hoping to stick in some extra storage bins, but you know what? I don't think it really matters. If it lies on the ground, it hopefully won't get too cold. I'm just worried that I'm actually going to freeze the plastic so that it's too cold going in. And again, it's going across the steam room. And going across that steam room, looking at 120 by the time it gets to the end. Yeah, that's definitely helping. Okay, and I think we are golden. Yeah, the system has switched on and off multiple times. We can turn you off for now. Now, you done? Yeah, all we got to do is copy your settings over to there. And that is all plastic. Oh, yeah, that's all the plastic done. I just realized that guy can hit from over there, so I don't need this conveyor loader. That can be deconstructed. Perfect. That should cut down on labor requirements for a lot of things, like all of the Drecos. They're all, well, okay, we got to ranch them and all that stuff, but all of the Dreco egg gets sorted, so all the correct ones go over here, so we get the glossies. The plastic all then gets shipped down here automatically, no one has to carry it. Then it gets loaded into these systems, and yeah, no one should need to interfere with this anymore. This should be all automated. And those plastic presses are working flat out. Let's see how the trees are doing. Full all the way to the end. Every single last one of them. Right, so we're not really using a lot of it, are we? Or I have... Yep, that was my bad. I disconnected one of the tanks because I wanted to, well, insulate our rocket just that little bit more. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We don't have to worry. We definitely have several tons of the stuff in reserve. Yeah, even was burning a lot of plastic. We're up to 208 tons. I think we're going to have to start installing transport tubes everywhere as well. Well, we might need more power for that, though. Thinking about maybe chucking down a couple more petroleum boilers, or sour gas boilers. But on these, I want to try different versions because a few people were saying, you can make them easier than this. They don't need to be this complicated. So I'm going to look up some online designs and maybe make some non-complicated ones and see how stable they are. Or see how stable we can make them. Or, you know, we'll figure that out later. For now, though, there is one or two last things I want to do just to automate a few more bits and bobs that will cut down on labor requirements. And that is these fellas over here, farm tiles. These farm tiles require phosphorite. Actually, I think I want another set of floxes. Yeah, I think we're kind of running out of eggs, are we? Food-wise, we've got barbecue, but our souffle pancakes are down to 75,000 calories. I mean, we probably don't need them. We definitely got lots of sleep wheat grains, so let's get some more eggs in. Quick ranch right here. It'll take a little time for this one to spin up. We might actually grab a flox or two from here. You know what? Let's wrangle up that flox. And how are you? You're 89. No, thank you. 70. Seriously? Why are all these floxes so old? Huh. 93? You know what? No, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, so, oh, I also don't have an automated system for getting the eggs out of there, do I not? I thought I did. You are set up to raw egg. You should be... Right, so this thing should pick up the eggs now. It turns out I hadn't actually implemented that. Then that will go across here. The eggs will get filtered out and the eggs will get dropped off upstairs. That was sloppy of me. I can't believe I put that in and then forgot. Actually, no, I can totally believe I did that. Right. Now, these here are conveyor receptacles, and their job is to store stuff. They're new additions. Yeah, it looks all sorts of messy. But we are going to get phosphorite and bring that down here, because this phosphorite here is basically, well, food for those plants. So we need to find some way of getting it out of there. This is messy. I figure either stick in a second solid filter or change the settings on this solid filter. The thing is, I don't think we need more than one of these, though it might be an idea to filter all of the phosphorite onto the line. Ugh. Ooh, I'd be worried more then about if we put all the phosphorite onto this one line. Just say we put all the phosphorite, we put all the eggs, all that stuff on here, and we filter them all out. Well, what happens if we back up on phosphorite? No, sorry, what happens when we back up on phosphorite and it fills up the line? We need a dump for it somewhere. Somewhere, if it can't get off at the end of the line, it should get stored up. Ooh. So we need an intermediate storage location, or we need it to push to the end of the line and then dump off. Let me think for a second. I decided brute force was a more acceptable solution. Oh, it is. We just chucked in some extra conveyor loaders. We'll get them to load up on the phosphorite. We'll have all that phosphorite sent down there. It'll spread out to all of the different ranches. Well, except for this one. This ranch doesn't require it. But yeah, let's make sure. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. So all 4 ranches will get it. Might put a 5th ranch down here at some point as well. Even a 6th. Getting in those conveyor rails might have been a bit tricky. So we put in this weird plastic laddering system. It just allows them to scoot across there and get that all done. Right, they're just about finished. You, give me phosphorite. Excellent. Power-wise... Damn it, just shy. Done. 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 And there it flows. Excellent. That one, it's... Yep, no power wire connected. They'll get around to that in a second. Yep, perfect, perfect. So that flows down here. That'll fill those up. And I think that cuts down on even more labor. At some point, I'm going to have to make a base where the duplicates don't have to do anything. But this one's got too much ranching going on. Which reminds me, I should probably hire more ranchers. Yeah, we have too many ranching tasks. Wait, were you a rancher? I'm pretty sure I hired more people just to be ranching. I've already released one of them. Well, I haven't named them yet, and I haven't released them yet, but yes, there's another critter rancher. We might need a couple more, though. There's just so many. Now, all of you guys, please tell me you have all been sheared. Yeah, your scale growth's at 78%. Your scale growth's at 39%. Scale growth's at 37%. And all of them are growing at 33% a cycle. So there's just a lot of plastic coming out of there. Each one of them is producing about 50 kilos of plastic every 3 cycles. There's 146 of them. True, some of them die, but it seems to be floating around that point, 140 to 150. This is still processing the raw Drecos and turning them into plastic Drecos, though very slowly. Doesn't matter. It handles enough of them that it's worthwhile. All right, and down here, yeah, food is still deep frozen, and I've actually changed the piping here to regular piping, just so that this place wouldn't freeze. It was still a little bit chilly in there. So now that part of the base should become a little bit warmer. I might want to insulate the top of it. No, what? No. No. We have done absolutely sterling work right there. We have managed to sort this out so that we don't have to worry about our duplicates wasting time getting these crops sorted. Those crops are automatically going to end up... Oh, actually, wait. Make you a 1. Yeah, we want to make sure that these things are set to a low enough priority that they will be utilized by the auto-sweepers automatically. Also, you need to be set up as well. And why are you not moving? Wood and dirt. What is going on? How did I break this? Right, we just needed a conveyor bridge there. It was just... the stuff was kept jamming at that point, and it was only having half throughput. We stuck in a conveyor bridge. Everything seems to sort itself out, but I am going to keep an eye on that, just to make sure nothing breaks there, at least for the next cycle or two. Looks like the trees are... Yep, they're actually producing again. There's no backlog. All of the liquid is evacuating and going down into these storage tanks. We are burning through that liquid at a reasonable rate, though there's a whole bunch of liquid tanks up here. We've still got plenty to go. That's all going down there and getting turned into plastic. And that plastic is... Yeah, the place is chilly. It's minus 27 to minus 28. I think we're good on that front. Plastic-wise, we have 220 tons at that point. Right! I think we're golden. I think we have automated just about everything we can to cut down on labour requirements. I'm trying to think of anything that's left over that's requiring them to do manual work. How many of you are idling right now? Why are none of you idling? There should be none left. You should all just be hanging around doing nothing, or, well, ranching. But there's only a few ranchers. Alright, they still got to empty the desalinators. Yeah, they got to, like, deodorizers, water sieves, all that sort of stuff still got to be taken care of. This guy down here is still pumping everything out of this section, though I want to make sure that this is a little bit more efficient. Just if we give it a liquid tank to go into first, it might actually speed things along. It's just this thing is getting, it's getting kind of jammed at the top, and I'd like if we just keep pumping the water as... Ooh. How are you doing? Okay, water pressure has gone above. Right. It's fine. It's fine. So long as the toilets are emptying and all of the things that need to get out their water are getting out their water, that's okay. We'll let that continue and we can let that water back up. But so far, I think we're good. I think we've got everything sorted on a lot of fronts. Though, I think I do want to make a couple of more sour gas boilers. No, first I want to do space. We got to finish it out and core out the rest of the map. There's just too much natural environment still hanging around right now. We've exploited most of the vents and geysers we really care about. We might get we'll get an oil well and chuck that into a sour gas boiler for funsies. Why not? We'll core out most of the map, but I think next up it's going to be little liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen setup. Get ourselves the last of the rockets, and then get out there and get some materials. What I really want to get out to is the chlorine planet. We need bleachstone. Giving me a ton of bleachstone would be really, really nice, because as it stands right now, we keep running out of bleachstone for the hot tub. I mean, we've got 1.1 tons of it right now, but that stuff evaporates in no time at all. And we've only got that because we cored out this area down here and it had a bunch. And okay, we cored out some in other places, but by and large, we're sort of running low on that. So if we need to go out and grab that stuff, it'd be great. And I'll try and think of anything else that requires manual labor that's not just, there's nothing really much we can do about the desalinators or the water sieves. We could probably move them closer to the base, but that's just, that's nitpicking. Oh, and we need to put together a transport grid. Yes. I want to run a plastic transport, like the transit tube access. I want to use transit tube access, build ourselves a few bases out. We've got the power to run a few of them at least. So we'll set those up and get those underway. Oh, and I should probably get some more steel going on. Yeah, we kind of ate through a lot of our steel reserves recently. Something to do with building a sour gas boiler. We have about 9 tons of steel and we have almost no thermium left. We burned through most of our thermium. But we can sort all those out. Anyway, I am going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.